to be introduced by Claudia and Manolo, the young generation of revolutionary. And also I thank I for his introductory words. I'm not going to say the old generation, the more experienced generation. So I would like also to thank once again the New York State Nurses Association for holding once again this event here. Thank you so much. Dear friends, sisters, and brothers of the organization of the Movement of Solidarity with Cuba, compatriots, as we mentioned, we have a big representation. I think most of the Cuban mission of the Cuban personnel working in the mission of Cuba to the United Nations is here with us today also. In the early hours of July 26, 1953, a young poet, Raúl Gómez Garcia, also known as the poet of the revolution, rallied with his revolutionary speech the young people who would come out hours later willing to lay down their lives without fear for a free and sovereign homeland. He said, "Compañeros, within a few hours you may win or be defeated, but in any event, listen carefully, compañeros. In any event, the movement will triumph. If we win tomorrow, that to which Martí aspired will be done sooner. If the opposite occurs, the efforts will serve as an example to the people of Cuba to take up the banner and continue forward." And so it was. Despite the defeat of the Moncada attack, in tactical terms, this action would become the trigger that raised the awareness of Cubans and their struggle to end Batista tyranny. The attacks on the Moncada barracks in Santiago de Cuba and Carlos Manuel de Céspedes in Bayamo, organized and led by our eternal Commander-in-Chief Fidel Castro, were among the most heroic deeds in the struggle for the total independence of Cuba. This action marked an historic, generational, and revolutionary milestone. It was carried out by young people whose main objective was to start an operation to transform Cuba's political, economic, and social regime and to eliminate foreign interference, misery, unemployment, unhealthiness, and lack of education inflicted to our people. On July 26, the leader of the revolution, Fidel Castro Ruz, played a decisive role in presenting the program of the struggle, demonstrating the willingness to take the fight forward, showing the way to achieve victory, and guiding the advance of the revolution. On this day, we experience mixed emotions. We feel sadness for the young and heroic bloodshed, but also pride for being the sons and daughters of a lineage of courageous Cubans. The Moncada's action opened up the path towards the strategic victory. 65 years later, Cuba is undergoing another momentous time in its history. As we celebrate the Day of the National Rebelliousness, we Cubans are engaged in updating our economic and social model of socialist development and drafting the new constitution of the Republic. These processes are characterized by a broad-based participation of the entire people, without giving up, not even for a single moment, Martí's legacy and our revolutionary tradition. The political foundation of the socialist and revolutionary states remain unchanged and include among their essential aims the promotion of sustainable development to ensure individual and collective prosperity, working to attain greater levels of equity and social justice, as well as to preserve and multiply the achievement of the revolution. Cuba has continued to strengthen the democratic nature of its institutions by enforcing laws policies, and programs of a popular and participatory nature in order to meet people's aspirations. As a result of the last elections, our parliament represents all sectors of the country, in which 87.8% of the 605 deputies were born, not deputies, parliamentarians, were born after January 1st, 1959. 53% are women. It's the highest figure reached in Cuba, and we are just right now the second parliament in the world with the more participation of women. And the black and mixed race representation reached 40.49%. As our newly elected President Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermúdez said, in Cuba, by the decision of the people, the only choice we have is to continue to work. To continue the work through the unity of the generation born and educated in the revolution and the founding generation, not yielding to pressure without fear or setbacks, defending our truth and reasons without renouncing to our sovereignty and independence, our development programs, and to our dreams. Our country will continue to promote its solidarity and internationalism with all the people of the world. We are likewise grateful to all the solidarity movement for their commitment to our country. You have unconditionally stood by us through all these years and continue to do so with the same loyalty and enthusiasm as always. Your support, and this is your support, has been invaluable in fighting for the total and unconditional lifting of the economic, commercial, and financial blockade imposed by the government of the United States to Cuba. You have also helped us defeating the attempt policy to isolate Cuba. The Cuban Revolution has survived all kinds of hostile acts and aggression and will emerge victorious once again from his new stage. All of you who are part of the solidarity movement to our country from within the bowel of the imperialism are also part of this victory. We will continue to fight together, you and the Cuban people, to overthrow the unjust blockade imposed on the Cuban people for more than half a century. We will also fight together to spread the truth about Cuba and to confront the campaign that slander and denigrate our people. We will defend peace, justice, and solidarity, and we will do that with the same determination and firmness as the young people led by Fidel Castro defended their conviction and ideas on July 26, 1953. Eternal glory to the martyrs of the Moncada. Long live the Cuban Revolution. Long live the solidarity movement with Cuba. Long live Fidel. Long live Raúl. Whole land or death, we shall overcome. I wanted to say in Spanish, ¡viva la Revolución Cubana! ¡Viva! ¡Viva Fidel y Raúl! ¡Viva! ¡Patria o muerte!